Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian. It is Tuesday, North American East Coast time, 5:30 a.m. I believe. I'm taking a look at the market, and what's actually getting my attention is Avax, guys. Now remember, we need to keep all of this into perspective. When we talk about coins, we're talking about coins relative to the market conditions, and what that means is basically Bitcoin, whether Bitcoin is, you know, doing excellent, or if it's bearish or dropping or whatever. So we always need to keep that in mind and take that into consideration. But we're taking a look at Avax today, and let's take a look at the weekly here. Now, as you can see here, the weekly is definitely bullish. Definitely bullish. We are currently in a bull cloud on the weekly. All right. So let me remove all this stuff so we can see this better. On the weekly, we can see that here we're just waiting for the weekly stochastics to turn up, and once that happens, we could be seeing some sizable rallies, sizable pumps. It just depends on Bitcoin. Now, it just also depends on whether whether or not the bottom is in, right? So what I'd like to show you is here on the weekly, we see a connection between all of these. It's slowly going up. Our stochastics is going. It hasn't turned up yet, so we need to see this turn up through the next several weeks. And currently we're on a down week, which is good. That's kind of where we need to be, right? We need to be in a negative week, so then we can catch it for the next week, right? As we go up. So we've been going down for 3, 5, so about 4 weeks here, for about a month, and now we're getting to a critical area here where we see some support. We see wicks down here, and RSI on the weekly is about 50, which is about midline, and that's usually when the price starts to bounce. So I would say keep an eye on Avax. You want to keep an eye on Avax. Let's take a look at the daily. There we go. And we can see here that the daily is showing some possible support in this area. We're seeing here we had a wick down, and then we had a bounce right in that same area. We went up, came all the way back down, making somewhat of a double bottom on the macro daily. We bounced here, and now we're back here, and hopefully we can bounce again, and that would be a double bottom here. Macro, right? Macro double bottom, which is important. So what I really need to see here on the daily and on the lower time frames is I really need to see a lot of buying coming in here, and I want to see another impulse series of impulses on the upside, series of dailies moving higher. And let's take a look at the 4-hour. And so here we see the 4-hour is getting ready to move higher on the stochastics, which is good. So hopefully we can bounce here and start moving up. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking at. Now we need to be careful because the 30 is under the 200, and so that is, technically speaking, a little on the bearish side. It's weaker, but we do see a lot of, along this line, we do see a lot of support. I mean, this is the 4th time that we are coming down here and trying to create support in this area, right? Let's do this. So that's what I like about AVAX. Plus, you know, AVAX has a really nice ecosystem, right? They have they're still young. They have a lot. I mean, they've grown quite a bit recently, but they still have a lot of potential here. So what I'm looking for is actually here we have a hammer candle that is developing. I don't know if you can see that. Let's move this like so, move this like so you can actually see this a little bit better. And let's move this higher. And what I noticed here is I'm noticing this. It is a green candle on the 4-hour here. This green candle here, followed by this. Some people call it a pin bar. It's actually a hammer candle. And when a hammer candle shows up at the bottom of a trend, and that's what we have here. We have this, you know, trend that has been going down. Then it's a possible reversal. And what we need to see is the next 4-hour period. We need to confirm that. So we need to see a move up with another green candle. And let's see what the impulse system shows. Yeah, there we go. So we're seeing some yellow candlesticks here, and usually after yellow, we then see green. We want to see green candlesticks coming in, like so. Boom, boom, boom. And then what we want to see is we want to see a break above the 30 daily moving average here, and we want to see then a break above this excuse me, this structure here, these two peaks. We want to draw a line here, and we want to see the price move up, test this area, and then break higher. And then what I like about this setup is that the 200 daily moving average is just right above that area. So if we're bullish here, let's make this a little bit bigger. So if we're bullish here and we capture the 30-day moving average and we break out above this area and we hang on to that 200 daily moving average, we could go into a macro uptrend. And a macro uptrend would be very, 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 very lucrative, very, you know, very profitable. So when you see here, we had some yellow candlesticks. We went up, had a nice little rally up to the upside, but it was short-lived. It was really short-lived, right? And then we came right back down, and then we made a higher high. So there's a lot of support down here in the between the 80s and 88, right? Between that point and this point was a breakout line here. 86. Okay, so I'd say between the 80s and 90s here, there's a lot of support in this area, and that's where we're at here now. So excuse me. So I'm considering, it depends on what how this series of candles holds up here. I'm thinking about placing a trade, or well, taking a position. I'm an investor. I'm looking for a long-term position here because I think that the market is getting ready to turn around, and so Bitcoin's seeing a lot of support in the area where it is. So look at this. Look at this, friends. Okay, we have a support area here, and this is at 77. We went up, came back down. We have another support area here. This is at 80. Another support area here. This is at 82, and now we're testing another area, which is 86. So it's slowly moving up, and it's having these massive impulses like this coming down, right? And so what do we see? This is a nice trend line support. And we have slightly higher low than before, and now we have another higher low, right? So I'm looking for signs of strength. I'll be looking for signs of strength in this area and potentially taking a position here. Now I want to see the next candlestick green, and then we'll go from there. Stochastics is down here very low, and we need to see that. We need to see that. See the stochastics as they cross over. This is where you want to get in at, right here, right? And then it pushes up and does its thing, whatever, etc. So that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing some yellow candlesticks, and I want to see these candlesticks turn green. And once they turn green, you see all these well, I want to say pin bars, but they're hammer candles. 3 hammer candles in the period of 4. Three hammer candles in the period of 16 hours. That's very bullish. Although it only went up here to this point, which was 91, right? Still not bad. I mean, if you use a little bit of leverage, then you can make a little bit of money there. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a macro reversal, and I'm looking for for a pump like this, But I'm even looking for more than that. I want the macro structure, because let's be honest, this is like the 4th time that we've been in this area, and on the weekly we're bullish. RSI currently on the 4-hour is 35, so that's pretty much where we need to be to be able to catch a good bounce, catch a good entry point. So Avax looks good, guys. Just wanted to share that with you. Let's take a look at some of the others that I talked about previously. Now, I was mentioning ADA. Look at ADA, guys. So ADA broke out here. This is what I was talking about. ADA went up to, what is this? Hold on, let me move this over, guys. Let me move this over. ADA went up to a price point of 163. Look at that, 163. So we broke out here at 145. So we had a little push to 163. Let me know in the comment section below. Did you trade this? Did you trade the breakout? And remember, I told you that we would come up, break out, come back down, and retest these levels, right? This is the breakout on the diagonal resistance line. That's about 148, right? And then what I said I expected to see is this breakout, and then kind of do this until the moving averages catch up to it, and then another push higher, right? And that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting either this level 151 to hold, and if 151 doesn't hold this horizontal white line, then this white line here, this resistance, I'm looking for a bounce here, right? So it looks like we've already come down underneath this horizontal white line at 151 because we're at 149. Yeah. So it's too early to tell, but I would really love this to come down, move up, and then just bounce a couple times like this, catch the 30-day moving average, and then move higher. Now look at this. This is really interesting on Cardano, guys. On the 4-hour, we have a crossover of the 30-day moving average and the 200 daily moving average. This is bullish. This is bullish. So now we were, overbought here. The RSI was in the 70s. And so this is why I tell you, my friends, do not chase these pumps, right? Do not chase them when they're overextended, because they'll just come back down and you'll lose money, right? It's very rare that they stay up here and then do this and then move up. They can do that when they're really strong, but Cardano is a pumper, and so what I'd like to do is catch it down here, and then as the 30 crosses over the 200, it's doing that now. I'd like to see it move up like this, provide support for the price, and then I would like to see Cardano bounce off of that and start moving up, right? And then that's where I would like to catch it, right? And so we're back here at this breakout point for the neckline. All right, you see this? We have a neckline here. Let me make a line here. Here and here. Let's move this over. Boom. There we go. Let's make that yellow so we can kind of see the difference. We have several white lines. Let's make this one yellow. Where are we at? Where's my color box? I don't see it. Well, alright. Alright, we won't worry about that. Oh, well. Oh, here it is. Everything's dark. Okay, there we go. Yellow. Alright, so, and then that will allow us to see exactly where we are relative to price, and where we are, how close we are getting to a bounce. So there we go. So that approximately is about 145, and that's what I said. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for a move up, and then I wanted to see a bounce here at 145, maybe even 140, and then another move up, right? But what's really critical is that the price has to start finding support at this yellow line. If it breaks below that yellow line, breaks under, then I'm not going to take the trade. Okay, that means weakness. I want to see it hold 140, 145, and then that would be my entry for move higher, catching these moving averages like so. And I want to see that the price do that. Stochastics is turning down, showing that it is still correcting, has a little ways to go. And RSI turning down. RSI could bounce at the 50 midline. That would be bullish right here. But let's just wait and see. We have a big impulse on our excuse me, on our momentum, squeeze momentum indicator here. Big impulse there. That was a real nice pump there. Okay. Alrighty, that is ADA. So there you have it. ADA did really well. Another one that did really well, let's take a look at PBX. PBX is one that I talked about earlier. PBX had a massive run yesterday. Massive run. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Massive run yesterday for PBX. You can see this massive pump. PBX at one time was up to 3.3 cents. That was a 30%, 36% at this point, 36% pump. 36% pump. Remember, guys, I said that this probably would go up in sympathy with, because it also was a Cardano ecosystem coin. And not really sure. I still don't know if you could stake these and get get Sunday swap tokens. But look at this, friends. Huge pump. I mean, it's massive. This is massive. I talked about it. I believe it was around in this area here, right in this area, right before this major pump. It broke out above this level, about the 2.3, and it just massively just went right up to 3.3. So let me know in the comment section below. Did you buy this? Did you take this trade? Did you trade it? Did you invest in it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, obviously this is not sustainable. This is going to come down probably like this, right? So we'll wait and see what happens. But RSI currently 65, still expensive, and the stochastics is turning down from the top. So most likely we're going to do something like this, right? And yeah, so I wish it was on Femex. I would short it. I would have shorted it way back when it was 36%, but there is no short on Femex for it, unfortunately, because it's such a new project. So that is PBX. So ADA did well, PBX did well. Amazing, amazing. Um, yeah, and so here we can see that when we take a look at those that are doing well, PBX is still doing well because it's still pumped up from yesterday, right? One Harmony. Let's take a look at One Harmony. What's One Harmony doing? Okay, One Harmony is still trying to hold on to the 30-day moving average. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're going to hang on to this. I think we're going to continue coming down. Why? Why? Well, it's because our 200 daily moving average is way down here, way down here. So we could continue, but we just turned into a bear cloud, right? And a downtrend. So I think we're going to continue coming down a little bit more. That is One Harmony. Near, same thing. We just had a pump, just turned from a bull cloud to a bear cloud. We're coming down here. We're red. Although stochastics is down here, we could have a impulse to the upside, probably get rejected and continue coming down, right? Let's see. RSI 41. Yeah, I wouldn't get into this one because usually what they do is they come down at least to where the peak is here, and that's going to be about 1739. Okay, where it would maybe start trying to turn around and put a bottom in there, but again, near is still somewhat overdone. You want to catch them as they're rounding out the bottom here, as they're going up into the next phase, right? The next trend phase. And we just finished a trend, so I'm expecting this to just come down like so, and then bottom out. Okay. Tell coin. Tell. Now I've seen Tell. This looks like a little pumpage here. Not bad. I'm just not interested in this one. I'm not interested in this one. This one has been going down for quite some time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about it. COTI. COTI is another one here. What we talked about yesterday. COTI, stable coin for Cardano ecosystem. This is what I was talking about here. A pump up and a retest of the breakout line. Breakout line here at 38.7 cents, and I'm expecting it to kind of do this, and so it can catch this, or maybe if it starts doing this, moving up higher like that, that's going to be very, very bullish. I don't really expect that, but it could. You never know. You want to be ready for just about anything. This is crypto. So COTI's still doing well, still elevated from yesterday. Let's see, Naka. Not a fan of Naka. Look at Naka's just been bleeding. It did well. It did well some time ago, and then it brings us to Aave. So look, I like Aave. How far we're going to come down, not really sure. Yeah. All right. What I'd like to see is the price hold the 200 daily moving average and the 30-day moving average, and this could be a point where we hold and consolidate before moving up again. And so I would be looking for that. If that does occur, then I may be taking a position here, because once the 30 moves over the 200, now we are that's a bullish crossover. It's called a golden cross. Now, not so much on a 4-hour chart. You usually see that on a daily. They call that a golden cross. But and that's usually with the 50 and the 200, right? But the 30 crossing over the 200 on the 4-hour, that is showing you that it's bullish, and that a crossover, if strength continues, you'll have a crossover on the daily as well, like that. So I like Aave. I just want to see Aave have a little bit more bullishness there and consolidation. Pre is a really volatile one here. Yeah, and we were up here toward the upper trend here, and so let me take a look at the daily. I think this was in a channel. Daily, yeah. Mm-hmm. Whoops. Let me do this. Do this. Yeah. See, we're in this channel, and so look at all the volatility. I'm not really interested in this one. I would be interested in this one if it came down towards the channel here and stayed in it and started moving up. Then I would take a position, but so volatile. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this, and even the daily. Look at the dailies. The problem with this one is you see, look at a huge spike here. All the candlesticks they have lines on them. They have wicks, real long wicks here, real long wicks here. So this is more of an investment. If you try to trade this, you're going to have a difficult time. The reason why you see all these lines is because you have people trading it, and it looks like maybe some bots are trading it or something because it's so erratic. So, not a fan here of this one here. If you like pre, and I know pre is really big in Canada, we do have stochastics wanting to turn around, and we do have midline, so we could be pushing up towards this upper resistance. Not really sure though. 30-day moving average is over the 200 daily moving average, so it is strong over on the daily. It's strong on the daily. That's why we're seeing a lot of activity, but I just don't like the structure. CRO. Let's take a look at CRO. CRO had a lot of interest when I think they rented or put their name on the Staples Center, something like that. And that's when they had that massive run up here. Let's take a closer look on the daily. That's when they had that massive run up, and now they're just kind of correcting from that. It is in a downtrend here after that huge pump. Still over the 200 daily moving average, so that's a sign of strength. But we're just kind of bleeding down, bleeding down, bleeding down. So it's not ready. Not ready yet. Could have a little double bottom bounce here, push up, make a lower high, and then continue down. So maybe a short-term trade. If it starts, if it starts catching some buyers, but it would most likely be something like this, right? So short-term trade, a little pump like that. How much could you make? Let's see, price. You take it at the green candle. So there is some profit there. Yeah, 27%, the little pump there. So that's not bad. 27%. Let's say you catch a small part of that. 20% on 10x. It's 200%. So that's about good gracious. $1,000. That's 200%. So that's good money. But it's risky. It's risky because it is in a downtrend, and once you take your position, it depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts acting up again and tanking, then you're going to have an issue. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Taking a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin in a downtrend. We did have that failure. It did look like it was going to start turning around a little bit, but no, it didn't. So here on the daily, we are negative again on the daily, and so at this point, what we're looking for is a bounce like this and a move up. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for buyers to step in. It's at 41,866, and it's Tuesday morning, so we may see some buyers coming in. Will we make it down to 40,800, 41,000. Not sure, not sure. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Well, first of all, one thing to notice on the daily is that on the daily we're crossing down on the stochastics. So that shows that we have more downside coming, and we're going sideways here. We could turn up on the RSI, that would be nice, and then the stochastics would do this, but it just remains to be seen if we're going to catch any type of momentum here. Let's take a look at the auto. Okay, so taking a look at Bitcoin, we did talk about in the previous video bounce when we broke support here. We did have a trend line here. There was a trend line here, and we broke that trend line. I was hoping that it would go up and retest the 44 and break out to do like a cup and handle, but that cup and handle was rejected, and it failed, and it came back down. And then we broke the trend line, which is right here. We broke that. Now we're on our way down. Okay, and we see a lot of red candles on the 4 hour, and we're getting a lot of false signals here. We have a lot of wicks to the bottom side. Let me enlarge that. There we go. So as you can see here, we have a lot of wicks to the downside here in this area. So we're seeing buying come in, but we still have downtrend. Now here we're having on the 4 hour a hammer candle. If this closes and we see another one that is orange, on the impulse system it would probably appear orange first before it appears green, but not sure, either orange or green, and then we'd want to see a momentum move push to the upper side here. Stochastics is just down here at the bottom waiting for momentum to come in. It's ready to move up, which is a good sign, and our RSI is 35, so we're getting to a point where we could bounce. We just need to see that here on the 4 hour candlesticks here. So the good thing about Bitcoin is we're not dropping hard and selling off, right? That's the good thing. The bad thing is we're just kind of, although we have buyers, we're just grinding down, slowly grinding down. And I said that we could see some support at 42,000 and below 42 would be support for buying down in this area. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, is now under this area we see these long wicks showing up on the candlesticks. So there is buying in this area. How much? Not really sure if it's going to be strong enough to turn things around here. So let's get out the fibs and let's kind of see where we're at on the fibs and see what. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, there we go. So on the 4 hour, we did hit the 0.78 fib down here. We hit a fib line, and that's why we're getting these wicks. That's why we're seeing support here. So this could be good news, guys. We could, if we start seeing a bounce like this going higher, that means we would have a low here, and then we would have a slightly higher low, and then we would start making another rally to the upside. And then that one actually could gain momentum, and then we could test the 44K again. And then if we break out, that would be another story. That would be another story. That would be nice to see. But of course, right now Bitcoin is slow, so we just need to wait and see momentum come in. We could grind the bottom a little bit here and start to move up. So unfortunately, if we don't have a lot of buyers coming in and we're slow, we could grind out the rest of the week like this, and then we'll have to look towards next week for some type of a momentum move to the upside. So that's kind of what I see with Bitcoin. And if it starts doing, if it finds support, starts moving up, I'm going to take a position, because like I said, right here we have a higher low, and a higher low is indicative of a trend reversal, right? An uptrend. We want to see higher highs, higher lows. So we had a previous high here. That's when we broke down. We made a low, and then we made a higher low here, slightly higher low. Came down, made a higher high, but then that was rejected. Came back down here. Now this is where we're at. This is still a macro higher low, locally, and then this is what I'm expecting, something like that. If we start to see a lot of time, spending time down here and just going sideways, then we could be seeing some deeper testing points. We really don't want to see that. We really don't want to see that. So there you go. That's Bitcoin. I don't want to make the video too long. There you go, friends. Just wanted to give an update on ADA, PBX, and Bitcoin and COTI. Those are correcting. And of course, you know, Ave's looking interesting. Ave's looking interesting. Ave needs to hold this, though. Like I said, the 200 and the 30-day moving average. Ave needs to hold this, start pushing higher. Not sure if it can do it. We are at a fib point here. You see how important these fib lines are? So important. Let's look at this quickly here. Yeah, at the 618 here. So we need to hold that. And if we hold that and we do this, we could start moving higher. And we could, let's see, draw a trend line. That would put us roughly, yep, there we go. So we could go sideways for a bit, and then hopefully start catching the next push higher. And then I would be interested, yeah, I would be interested in that, because then we could come up, test this resistance line, and have a breakout. But that depends on the market, depends on Bitcoin, and we'll just have to wait and see. Stochastic's ready to move higher, which shows that we could have from here an impulse to the upside, and we're at the midline. So if we hold the midline on the RSI, which is around 50, then we could be pushing higher for another bull impulse to the upside, and we could continue what started here in this rally here. Do this, boom, boom, something like that. All right, friends, there you go. Take care. Hopefully we'll have a good day. Let's see what developments occur. Let me know in the comment section below. Have you purchased anything lately? Are you in a trade? Let me know. What coins do you think will do well? Do you think that the market's going to turn around? Do you think Bitcoin's going to be going higher, or do you think we're going to be going lower? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Be safe. And remember, don't abuse money. Don't lose money. Rule number 1. Bye.